Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Loving it, though.
And welcome back. We got our refills.
Refilled.
Let's talk about Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
I say that openly and jokingly to the fact that given what was just announced by the FDA and how they're pulling all these fucking cold and flu allergy and all that bullshit medicine off the shelves.
Why?
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard about this.
They say they're not effective.
Cold and flu medicine?
Yeah.
What, like acetaminophen and shit?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, your Theraflu and,
Okay.
just these weird things that, people use in their daily lives that they must be effective. I mean, people are buying the shit out of them.
But I mean, it could be placebo, too. It'd be interesting.
Oh, no. There's a lot of...
If they're just like, no, not effective.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's what they said. Yeah, they're not effective.
I've been hearing that with, like, hydrogen peroxide. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean...
They've been talking about how they're going to, like...
Which I'll call bullshit on that one, because I know a friend of mine that
Yeah.
actually went through hydrogen peroxide therapy for his cancer, and it actually cured his cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I'm like, yeah.
Hydrogen peroxide is so helpful for so much shit, obviously, but I've heard that they're going to start trying to take it off of the shelves and stuff so that we as independent peoples have less control over, like,
our medicines?
Our medicines, exactly. And that's been, like, the argument is, like, hydrogen peroxide is such an effective disinfectant and shit. And
to a degree, because actually, while it will kill the contact infection on the outskirts, what they don't show you in a lot of that stuff is that it can actually spread the infection.
Really? Internally?
No. Let's say you had a nasty
Surface
cut.
level in the skin or whatever.
You had a nasty cut, right? And you're like, oh, no, put this on here. See, when I was growing up, back in the dark ages, we had this thing called iodine that we used to keep in our medicine cabinets, and we would put that on. You know what they do before you go in for surgery, right? They rub you down with iodine.
Is that brown shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what does iodine do? It actually kills bad things. But finding iodine is really hard these days. But it's neither here nor there. It's this weird. We had some weird conversation earlier about FDA and pot, but and the DEA.
Yeah. And the rescheduling they're trying to do.
But that's not part of this conversation. I'm just saying that, the ability to go and say, oh, I've got a stuffy nose, right? And so, you go and you say, I need some Sudafed. But now you have to give your ID, and they need to know who you are.
Can I get some Sudafed?
Right. I'm not trying to cook crank in my bathroom. Get a Pepsi bottle. Because I watched a Vice episode on HBO.
Oh my god. A fucking Vice episode.
But I mean, these things do work because there's different things that open up your airwaves and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And they do have Theraflu.
Yeah.
That shit is magic in a packet. I mean, you're like, I feel like shit. I got this congestion. You mix it. You wake up 18 hours later. You're fine. Everything's good to go. I mean, they're saying it doesn't work. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
It's bullshit. Now, what I will tell you on the backside of this, again, it's smoke and mirrors. Okay?
It's all distractions.
It's distractions because right now there's a huge shortage in different components and medicines. Right? And
Like
a lot of those
base components of a lot of different medicines?
Right.
Or?
So when you look at like pseudoephedrine, which is, ephedrine, but it's a variant because the DEA and FDA ruled that ephedrine, was dangerous.
Gotcha.
It has nothing to do with the fact that people are making methamphetamines out of it. But the fact is they changed the formulary on that, and then you have this. Well, it was still effective, but now they're saying it's not effective because they're having a shortage in like Adderall and methylphenidate and things like that people use for ADHD treatments for their children or themselves.
Wow.
Right? So they're pulling all this off because they're saying, oh no, they're not effective for regular use. No, assholes, it's because we don't have factories that are making this shit anymore. We're still relying on China. What are we doing with China right now?
Yeah, right.
We're not on the same page.
We're getting ready to fucking destroy fucking China.
Right. I'm like, why can't you just come out and say, no, we need to invest in our own pharmaceutical companies again?
Is it really? Would it be that much of a shocker to be like, no, we need to be fucking more self-reliant on our medicine? Like, nobody would fucking bat an eye to that.
Right?
That's crazy.
And I hate to say this, but this is even, I don't know, maybe, you were probably still just a wee little thing back then.
Just a wee lad?
But there was a time in our country where it meant something to buy something that was made in the USA.
For sure.
Right? And growing up, that's all it was. I mean, like...
It was made in USA stickers on fucking everything.
And then things changed, and we started importing all these goods. And then we got to this stage during Desert Storm and all that crazy shit. Then Clinton was president, and then we have this huge push to buy America again. It was awesome. It did huge things for the economy, and then it went off again. And then we happened to go through this lockdown period in our life, and I don't want to say the name of it because I don't want this video to be blacklisted. But the point is that we as a country, as a population, need to be more self-reliant. You talked about it a little bit earlier, a couple episodes ago, about oil. Energy. And if you historically go back and you look at, we're going to run out of coal by this point. We're going to run out of oil by this point. We're going to run out of this by this point. All those predictions were wrong.
Yep.
All of them. Mm-hmm. But the one thing we are running out of is consumable goods because we rely on India and China and these other countries to produce them for us. We could be really putting people back to work now and taking care of our own country if our own government would actually focus on that.
For sure, yeah.
Instead of sending, billions of dollars and other, made implements to a war we're not even technically involved in.
Technically.
There may be a signature or two that are lacking there,
They're just fucking firing American missiles. We're not involved.
These are yard sale items. We found them.
No, we found these. No, we found these. Seriously, yeah, you guys.
But I'm like, come on, really? So yeah, Fruit Loops. Well, but we talked about this on I don't remember what episode it was, but we talked about it, how they're starting to remove a lot of the FDA and the U.S. Department of Agriculture is starting to restrict certain food items, which is okay now.
Have you heard that California is going to ban toxic chemicals or whatever by 2027 in food? It's like they're basically going to match the European standards for food,
right?
By
and
2027.
We should. I'll actually agree to that.
Yeah,
I'll actually agree to that.
Yeah,
because you can literally look at. You can go on this platform, and they will look at, an American Kit Kat to a European Kit Kat.
Oh yeah.
And you can see the ingredient list.
Yeah, it's so different.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day.
Have you seen those videos of British people coming over to America and trying the food and
just
being like, oh my god, this shit's fucking delicious.
Yeah, because you can't tell me that those chemicals that are in there don't trigger responses in your nerve responses.
Oh yeah, no, they're addictive chemicals, literally. That's the whole point.
Corn syrup.
Yeah.
What's wrong with sugar?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
fucking high fructose corn?
Yeah, I grew up with sugar, and then all of a sudden it got changed to this, and everybody turned into, like we talked about, Wall-E figures, floating around on little chairs, slurping everything out of a cup.
We talked about that picture of the same beach from 1970 to 2020, and how the whole beach is riddled with skinny people, and then in 2020 it's fucking 90% obese people. It's fucking crazy.
You ate real food.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah,
real food.
It was the only thing that
not
there
just
was.
Chemical byproducts. And they were like, human bodies can digest this because out of the 80% that we put in there, 5% gets absorbed. So at least it's a filler. We don't have to put it in the land somewhere. We don't have to incinerate it. Somebody can just shit it out.
We can get some fucking use of this. That's fucking crazy. You know what else I wanted to talk to you about today that I'm glad I remembered before I forget? You seen all this shit going on in Vegas?
Oh yeah, MGM?
Yeah. Holy shit. We're going there in like fucking a month. I'm like, goddamn, I gotta be careful about using my credit card.
Everything.
It's fucking crazy.
Everything.
Slot machines, ATMs, fucking all of it's fucking shut down. And they actually paid the hackers off, and they're still fucking everything up. They didn't even care.
Yep.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yep. I mean, oh God.
I watched this video about the security systems guy talking about how it's so much worse than they're showing the public.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
They're like, it's really, really bad.
Have you seen the videos of the street lights around the MGM? They're fucking them up. They're fucking them up.
They even went for the street lights, people.
I mean, they turn their water on and off. I mean, everything that. It is amazing.
That's crazy.
How deep they're in their root system. And they're just like, oh no, fuck you.
Yeah. And that's that's what the security systems guy was talking about. He was like, even though they paid them off or whatever, they're inserting backdoor after backdoor after backdoor. He said they're always going to have control over that shit. And he said the only way MGM's is going to get out of it is to burn everything to the ground and start completely back over with their software systems. I was like, holy fuck. That shit is so crazy. I wish we knew how much like the ransom was, how much they paid them off. Had to be
millions,
hundreds of millions probably.
And millions.
That's what I'm like. Holy shit! I can't believe it. But the little bit of hope that I see in this is the target. We were targeted by these 3 different groups in Vegas, and they're U.S. and UK based. So they're based out of Britain and America, and. Obviously, the next fucking world war that's going to happen is going to be a cyber war. It's going to be cyber warfare, shutting off people's shit. And I was like, at the very least, at least we know we got the best hackers. We got, like, when it comes down between us, I feel like we do. I feel like there's no way.
Or they come from another country and they're just happen to be
currently in America. That's true.
I don't know. You gotta go deeper into it. You're like,
I think.
Is this some Napoleon Dynamite character that's like, Joe? I mean, or is this literally like somebody that came from a foreign country that's just like, they're like, no, we'll send them there on a student visa and we'll get a cash infusion into our own economy. I mean, you have to look at these things and you go, that's not beginner level shit.
Right? I feel like our infrastructure and shit, like our electrical infrastructure and such that was set up in like the 50s, is inferior to a lot of other countries that have made theirs more recently. So we're susceptible to cyber attacks to shut off our power and our water.
Oh, we could go into a whole episode about how current infrastructure that I would say more than 90% of America live in is outdated by decades.
Yeah, it's like 30, 40, 50 years.
Decades.
Yeah. It's fucking terrible.
It's so inefficient, it's not even funny. And I don't speak on that in a political sense. I speak on that on a practical sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because I look at what is being done, and nothing is being done. We currently live outside of a major metropolitan area that was given a huge cash infusion for roads and bridges. And it's been 20 years and they're still not
under construction. Fucking construction fucking everywhere.
They're still not
every fucking road in the goddamn state. Shit's crazy, dude.
I just look at this and I go, as human beings, there has to be a better way or a more comprehensive way. If taxes are going to be spent in a way they're responsible, they should reflect more on the infrastructure that support human life.
Yeah, seriously.
Not in the way that we haven't even had this whole conversation about Oliver and his whole Richmond, north of Richmond.
Oh, Richmond, north of Richmond. Yeah. Yes.
We haven't even all had this.
I've heard all about this, yes.
I'm telling you that, there are better ways for our monies to be spent as opposed to supporting other countries.
Yeah.
We need to support our own country first. We live in an area where in our direct vicinity we have 2 failing bridges that have been on the register since the 1970s.
On the register.
Right, to be repaired and
Oh,
replaced.
to be replaced. Okay.
That's the 70s. For all of you that weren't born last millennial.
50 years ago? That's fucking insane.
That shows you how outdated our system is.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, yeah, you want to talk about that? We can talk about that. Because there's a lot of European countries, they take their monies they collect from taxes and they make sure that they're on their most current, technologies.
Yeah.
Delivery systems. Their roads are taken care of. The infrastructure is taken care of so that people can actually access, live, and be...
And feel like they see the benefits of what they're paying into. It's almost like they're fucking paying for what they get.
You just don't understand, You're just like, what are you talking about? I just paid for somebody's fudge rounds. Oh my God.
Fucking crazy.
It's great to see everybody again.
Yes. We're happy to be back again.
Send those comments, likes, dislikes. I don't care.
Oh.
Put them in there.
Dislikes.
Negative publicity instead of publicity.
So, thank you guys.
Share it with a friend, please. Come on. We're trying.
Are we still at 80?
We need to push. We need to push hard.
I think we're at 80 still, or did we take a knocker down?
Well, truth be told, I put a little money, and I'm getting ready to start the campaign. I'm going to push our channel a little bit and see if we can get some subscribers.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, we're still at 80 subscribers.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe you'll see after this.
Share it with your friends. If you laugh, if you like our content, put it out in front of your friends.
Hell yeah.
You all know who you are because you give me shit on the backside. Share it with your friends. You go to the gym, you work out, you're doing whatever, you got it in your earbuds, you're listening, and you're just like, these guys are crazy. You tell your friends, but you're not telling your friends. Tell your friends.
Show people.
Come on.
Show our beautiful faces.
Come on. Wow, your beautiful face, not mine. Mine looks like the backside of a raccoon's ass. Unless the next round is on you, we gotta go. Cheers.
Folks. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.